social distancing. How's it going for everyone? Are you having a good time? I'm having a good time. Okay, I'm not actually having a good time. If I'm truly honest with you, I'm bored. No, actually, bored doesn't even start to scratch the surface of how I'm feeling. I've reached levels of boredom that I didn't even know were possible, and maybe you're thinking, wait, hasn't Disney Plus just come out in the UK? Surely that's giving you something to do. I've had it for a month. I was in America for the last month. I had it last month, but also, let me tell you a little secret. There isn't that much on Disney Plus yet. I've seen everything I want to see, and, well, you've seen the title. It's bad, guys. I've started watching the Disney straight-to-DVD sequels. And oh my god, because you watched Pocahontas, how about you watch Pocahontas 2? Because you watched Mulan, how about you watch Mulan 2? And I'm sure there are some of you sat at home right now thinking, wait, there are sequels to Mulan and Pocahontas? What? To which I mean, not in the traditional sense. Okay, let me quickly explain what straight-to-DVD sequels are and why they exist. You see, back in the day, am I old? There used to be a thing called a video home system, which provided people with a way to watch movies from home. That wasn't really a thing before then. And that was really popular from the late 70s to the early 2000s when DVDs took over. And that was really popular until streaming took over. And that was really popular until... Hello? Oh, you don't want me telling people about that yet. Sorry. That's completely fine. Okay. Love you too. So since videotape sales were rocketing in the 90s and DVDs continued to thrive in the 2000s, Disney decided to use this as a way to make money, as they do. And yes, of course, you'll have their theatrically released films, which for the most part will be pretty good, come out to cinemas, make lots of money at the box office, and then a few months later, will make lots of money as home videos. But that wasn't enough money for Disney, no. You see, now they have these established characters from those films you loved, they want to milk them in every way possible until they're shriveled up and dying. Sorry about that. Wait, you know what? I'm not sorry, because I don't even feel like I'm stepping out of line by saying this. Jim Cameron, who directed 101 Dalmatians 2, Fox and the Hound 2, and Little Mermaid 2, literally once said they can make a lot of money by exploiting the property, and they do that by making dolls and rides in the theme parks and books and toys forever. So the videos were part of that. These are designed to be exploiting Disney's properties. So the general idea behind it was that they'd get the less experienced animators, storyboard artists, writers, and well, just anyone who works on the film to produce these straight-to-DVD or home video sequels for their already successful original films, knowing full well these weren't going to be good enough to be a universally loved cinematic release, but they will for sure sell copies because they have your kid's favorite character on the front. And they made so many, like they only started in 1994 and had already made 50 by 2008 when production finally started to slow down, and these films were almost all just kind of forgotten. Until Disney Plus came along, and now these films have been immortalized forever, and even I, a self-proclaimed Disney fan who has never seen any of these sequels other than The Lion King 2, I've seen that one, can watch them all and react to them for your viewing pleasure. And let me tell you, they're... Okay, I'm not going to try and review them all in one sentence, and I was kind of exaggerating earlier. While there are 57 on the Wikipedia list, they aren't all straight-to-DVD sequels to Disney's original movies. Like, there's the Mighty Ducks in there, Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, even a Buzz Lightyear movie on the list, so I'm not going to be reviewing all 57. For now. So my plan is to go through the Disney Renaissance films, which is 1989 to 1999, and react to / review every single one of their sequels, which, yeah, there are a lot of them, and for that reason, this isn't all going to be in one video. That would be hours long and probably take months to make, and I don't even know if people are going to like this video, so for that reason, today, I'm only going to be doing the first two, Aladdin 2 and 3, and depending on fan demand, I might make a sequel. You get it? I said sequel. Anyway, basically what that means is if this video has like 15,000 likes this time next week, I'll probably make a part 2 for you. If not, then, I don't know, I guess we'll work out other videos. It's the return of Jafar. This film isn't called Aladdin 2 for some reason. It's just the return of Jafar. I feel like that's bad branding, but okay. So let's set the scene. You've finished watching Aladdin and there's just one horrible unanswered question that just won't leave you alone, and it all feels unresolved and just simply needs a sequel to tackle this question. And in fairness to this sequel, it tackles it. We finally got the Iago redemption arc the original just completely misfired with. I wish I was joking, but This film is just Iago accidentally redeeming himself over and over again. Like, let's just go through it, shall we? He accidentally saves Aladdin and redeems himself in Aladdin's eyes. But then when Jasmine won't forgive him and has a big fight with Aladdin, he accidentally convinces her to make up with Aladdin, which causes her to forgive him too. Iago had not one but 2 musical numbers in this film, and there's something.
I turn the other cheek for this busted beak.
They're really something. He backstabs everyone and then, feeling guilty, unbackstabs them a few moments later, then literally swoops in and saves the day, completing arguably the most unnecessarily complicated character arc of all time. Like, I didn't realize the annoying parrot would be so important to the Aladdin canon universe. I don't know, it never crossed my mind. But all joking aside, I'm being kind of harsh here. It isn't actually that bad. I would actually say it's one of the better ones. I guess that's the scale we're working with. It's either very bad or it wasn't that bad, and this definitely falls on the more positive side of things. I think the story is pretty well done for what it is. Like, at the start, Aladdin swindles these thieves out of stealing things, I think. And the main one of these thieves ends up bringing Jafar back, so you can see where their motivations line up. I don't know the name of this guy, and I'm not planning on looking it up, but him and Jafar team up and go back to Agrabah so they can both get their revenge on Aladdin, and that's basically the plot of the story, which honestly, as an Aladdin sequel, I can kind of get behind. Like, Jafar got his wish at the end of Aladdin. He became the most powerful being in the world, and my question after watching was always, what if he got freed like the genie, and then he just is the most powerful being and can just unleash his evilness on the world? This doesn't sound like a great plan to stop Jafar, if you ask me. So fair enough to the sequel for trying to tackle this question, and other than it being really cringy and just not looking very good at times, I know this piece of animation really annoyed me because I do not get how they just cut from there to there. What happened to the genie's legs? How did that happen so quickly? I don't get it. My level of confusion about how a genie's power set works before this film was relatively high, and now it's just rocketed off into the air, and I don't think I'm ever going to work it out. Like, they can just do whatever they want, I guess, other than kill people. They can't do that because otherwise it would be too easy for Jafar. They've got to limit him in some way. But then they don't have to be granting a person's wish to give them stuff. That's why I don't get. What's the point on the wishes if they can just give people stuff anyway? Why can't they just give the person they're granting wishes to whatever they wanted and then just request their final wish to be used to set them free? I don't know, the fact Jafar nearly got set free within, like, a week of being put in the lamp kind of undermines Genie spending 10,000 years in one. It can kind of, because it did explain that if a genie's lamp gets destroyed, the genie dies with it, and that kind of makes sense, but then why didn't they just destroy Jafar's lamp at the end of Aladdin? To me, that makes way more sense than just letting it go free for someone to find it and bring him back. If you don't want to kill him, at least lock the lamp up in the castle. There is no reason the events of this film should have ever been able to take place. But on the positive end with genies, we do get a Genie versus Jafar fight, which is something I never knew I needed, but I absolutely did, and I'm not complaining one bit, except for all the complaining I've been doing. But all in all, this film is okay. Like, 5.7 out of 10. It's a very specific number that just popped into my head, but it's spot on. Completely spot on. So far, that's top of the list, so okay, let's move on. Aladdin Free, except this isn't called Aladdin Free for some reason. It's just Aladdin, the King of Thieves. But Iago's redemption arc remains canon, so technically it's Aladdin Free. Honestly though, am I supposed to like Iago? This is my big question after watching both Aladdin sequels. I don't like him. Am I supposed to? Is he meant to be good now? So this film's about Aladdin and his long-lost father, the King of Thieves. You get it? Because it's called Aladdin, the King of Thieves. His father's the King of Thieves, by the way. Spoilers, I guess. I mean, they try and play it off like it's a big reveal, but if you haven't worked it out in the first 15 minutes, you're not the sharpest knife in the place where they keep the knives. You see, Aladdin mentions his dad right at the start of the film.
It belonged to my father.
Instantly implying he's gonna be in the film in some way. Then, a few minutes later, we meet the King of Thieves trying to steal the Oracle, which is a convenient plot device in this film that just keeps coming back to tell the main characters things they need to know. But in this scene, the King of Thieves is covering his face, so we have no idea who he is. And then moments later, Aladdin asks the Oracle who his father is, which doesn't just show how convenient the Oracle is, but also, oh my god, that's the same person we just saw earlier. I hope that isn't a big reveal later on in the film. So yeah, Aladdin's dad is the King of Thieves. He shows up at the start of the film and ruins Aladdin's wedding by poking an elephant in the butt, and that destroys the wedding somehow, and he thought all the chaos would give him time to sneak into the palace and steal the oracle to reveal where the ultimate treasure is. Now, Aladdin doesn't know it's his dad at the time, but you'd think when he finds out, he'd be annoyed that he ruined his wedding, but actually, no, he's completely fine with it. I almost think he forgot, because he ends up trying to earn his dad's respect. It makes no sense. He ruined your wedding, man. So he tries to join his dad's thief gang, but has to kill one of the other members to get in, and does, in the most anticlimactic way possible. So then, once he's gained his father's respect, he decides to invite him to the redo of his wedding, which just, like, did you completely forget what happened last time? Okay, guys, anyone want to place a guess on what happens when he invites his father to his wedding? If you said his father decides to go to the wedding as a way to steal the oracle to find the ultimate treasure, I'm going to tell you it gets way better than that. His father, with the help of Iago, goes to the wedding to steal the oracle to find the ultimate treasure. Is Iago officially the most morally ambiguous character of all time? Because I'm really stuck. Honestly, this film kind of lost me. I've been teasing, but I was kind of enjoying the dynamic between Aladdin and his father with the drama there, but then they decide to bring the old bad guy that Aladdin killed back, and now he's like the main bad guy, so that means Aladdin's dad is good again, and they've got to team up to stop him, and there's a giant turtle for some reason. Anyway, they get the treasure. Aladdin finds an even more anticlimactic way to beat the bad guy for a second time, like, I don't know how he keeps doing it. Aladdin and Jasmine get married and they all live happily ever after, unless they decide to make an Aladdin 4, which they haven't yet. It's been at least 20 years. So you might actually be good on that front. So I guess just to wrap things up, I feel like I need to rewatch Aladdin again, because I don't remember the genie being this over the top. Like, he was making a reference every 10 seconds. It was just too much. Like, it got annoying. It really got annoying. I also felt Jasmine got quite unfairly sidelined in both of these films. Like, I don't know, Aladdin always felt just as much her story as it was Aladdin's, so it was a bit of a shame to see her just kind of become a secondary character. But yeah, for the most part, I thought the story was okay. Like, it was fast-paced and kept me interested, but that doesn't excuse it for being a flaming hot mess. So yeah, about, let's say a 5.2 for this one. And that puts it in second place on the list. That's second. That is just below first. And yeah, I guess that's it for today. If you enjoyed this and want to see another one, I can definitely do more. This one was going to be like an introductory one. That's why I spent like 4 minutes explaining the whole concept at the start. So if you want to see more with just me going through Disney films, make sure to smash that like button. Why have I said that 2 videos in a row? Unironically. Is it becoming unironic at this point? Also, you probably noticed this is a new setup, so let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. It's a work in progress. I don't really know how I want it to look yet, but I do want to change things up, and this is the start to that. So yeah, let me know. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe to my channel and watch another video, and check out my Patreon if you enjoyed this video. And